Hello, folks. I am back with the firearms review, and I have a really special one today. I got rid of my Glock 43X today because I wasn't really getting any use out of it. Uh, and that's because I've been carrying my Glock 48 a lot. It's been my main pretty much carry. And I wasn't shooting the 43X at the range or whatnot. So it was really just not really getting any use. So what I decided to do was trade it in. And if you recognize these gold tabs, you know it is a CZ. And as you see, it is from the custom shop. And it is the CZ75 Bull Shadow. Let me just show clear for people out there who get nervous. And here it is. We're clear here, nothing here, and nothing down in the pipe right here. I can assure you of that. All right, let me just clear out some things out of the way and we can get further on with this review. There were rumors about the Bull Shadow coming out in 2017, 2018, and it is finally here in regular production, as you see. One thing about the Bull Shadow that you will notice immediately is it is a long slide. It is a long slide, and it's from the CZ Custom Shop. And I want to start showing you some things here. I think it's really cool that I don't know if you can see it or not, the word Bull Shadow, and you can see there is a bull here. Perfect for me because I am a Taurus if you're into astrology. One of the other things I like is these serrations are different from any other of the other CZs in their regular line. And that's because it's from the custom shop, and you can look on the side here as well. The trigger is a terrific 7.5 pound pull. I mean, it is by far the smoothest trigger I have to date. I do have another CZ from the custom shop in the previous video, which was uh, the SPO1 Shadow Target 2. And this one seems like it's a little smoother than that. So if you notice how smooth that is, there is no stacking with this firearm. And also I want to show that look at the reset. That's it. And then that's your pull right there. Here's your reset again. And there's your pull. That pull is 3.5 pounds. And I'm going to tell you, I had to get used to this 3.5 pound pull, and I'll explain that later on the target videos. Again, like I said, the top slide is from the custom shop. It has a blacked out rear. Even though it is slanted like a Novak style, it does have a blacked out rear with serrations. And of course, you can see, if I can focus it in, there is a fiber optic front. Maybe I'll do it this way. There's a fiber optic front right here. Now, one thing about CZ, what they do with their custom shop is uh, they'll get a shipment of regular CZ75s sent in from the Czech Republic. And as you see here, this was made into now I'm talking about the lower portion here where the grip and the frame is. If you look here, you see the number 16. If I can get that to focus in, there it is, the number 16. These are designations for the year. Some of them will have 18, some of them have 17, so forth. So this came as a regular CZ75 from 2016. And what the custom shop does is they probably have this probably in a stockpile or whatever, and then they do their magic to it because this slide is not from a traditional CZ75. This slide is made in the United States in Mesa, Arizona, and the barrel, which is a bull barrel, is also made here in the United States. And you can see the front, the business end here. And if you look very closely, I don't know if it'll pick it up, but this, when you take these down, most bull barrels, of course, do not have bushings like a 1911. So they do give you a tool, so you have to take it down like a 1911 with a bull barrel. I have not taken this down, not taken this apart yet. I have not done that because I just put 150 rounds through this. So I want to take it back to the range again and do some more shooting with this. I actually bought my other CZ, the SPO1 Target 2, and forgot to shoot it because I was having so much fun with this. This trigger is outstandingly smooth. It is unbelievable. Uh, it's really great. Uh, Now, when I mentioned to you about the slide, it was made in the USA, and all these portions here, if you notice, there's kind of like a meld treatment here. It's smoothed out here, kind of flat topped here, and curved around here. Uh, this is what they consider their bull barrel line, and uh, this is just not just for this particular firearm, this bull barrel line. It is basically for the Shadow 2. There is a Shadow 2 that is like this, but you cannot pop the slide off and put it on the Shadow 2 because it has to be milled differently. So don't think you can order these separate and then put them on particular firearms. The custom shop has to do that. And I want you to also see right in here, Mesa, Arizona. That's like I said, the custom shop made that barrel right there. So that's what that is. They're they will put this on Shadow, this particular slide in the different configurations, so it will fit on Shadow 2s. They will also put this on the Target 2. I believe it was the Target 2, the Tactical Sport, before they had the tactical sport orange. So you'll see a variety of mixtures with this slide on the regular standard firearms that CZ has. And like I said, the custom shop does that. Just for some other specs, uh, this is a CZ75 frame. I'm not going to go through that. From what you see with the magic that they do, they put their ambidextrous safety here. It works as a cock and lock feature, but however, this is a double action, single action firearm. And one of the things I really never liked about the CZ75s is that the smooth back strap and the smooth front strap. But we know that CZs have great ergonomics that you can get a full purchase. Not to mention that these grips right here are very interesting. It's smooth here, but right here there is it's like got a little bit of a rough texture, similar to like if you order Talon grips, the one that have the like skateboard tape grip that's on those. Now, when I fired this, I had no problems holding a grip with this. I just needed to hold a tighter grip. It wasn't loose, it wasn't sliding because the back, right, the section of my hand and the section right here grips perfectly. So this is not a flippy firearm at all. And when you consider the weight of the slide with the barrel like is 4.8 inches. The slide is roughly about 5 inches, and it's a 40-ounce firearm. So it's 40 ounces. Give some weight so you can have some control as you're shooting at the range. And like I said, the bull barrel assists in holding the firearm down and keeping you able to get those second follow-up shots. Like I said, that's what you pretty much will see with that. Let me just go through one of my favorite things, which is a little bit nerdy. And I did mention that I said that the frame was made the original configuration was made in 2016, But when the custom shop got to it, it was, and as you see, April 30th, 2019. So you have two different components, and that's what they do. So that these are really upgraded firearms. Eric Zinn, he is the inspector of this particular firearm. You'll see all the other information. What's unique here is you see where he lists the pounds. The double action that he did for pounds was 8. Some of them come at 7.5, and then you see 3 pounds for the single action. So that's what this gentleman did during his inspection. And he did a safety check, as you see. And they did test firing. He test fired, from what I see here, is 5 shots. And look at this. Those are 5 shots, and I wish I could shoot like that. But moving right along, I'm going to show you some targets. Trying not to keep this video too long. Usually when I fire a new firearm, I basically will try to get a feel for what the firearm does. And I just decided to go at 10 yards, so I'm really trying to get the sights lined up the way I wanted it to. And unfortunately, the sight that I was using with the grip, I was aiming and wasn't gripping proper. You know, those are bad shooting mistakes. Again, I'm just trying to get a good sight picture. I was shooting too high up here, and then as you see, I'm starting to get where I want to be, but that isn't really good enough. My second go round, that's roughly about maybe, I believe, 50 shots here, another 50 shots. Now I'm really going for headshots, and this, like I said, this is roughly about 10 yards, and I'm trying to get centered. Like I said, I started a little bit too high. I'm trying to figure out if the sight was, when I aimed with the dot across, I think it came up too high. If I went the 6 o'clock mode, I'm going to have to experiment with that to see if it's point of aim or whether it's prefers a 6 o'clock hold. So there you see some improvements. I did a 6 o'clock, what I thought was a 6 o'clock hold. I dipped too low. So now I'm aiming somewhere in this portion down below. So that was basically my mistake right there. And now I'm really starting to get where I want to be. And now I'm just tearing the X out of here. And this is the way I prefer to shoot, where I can get within, at least within the 9 ring at 10 yards. And again, that's due to me trying to figure out whether I have to aim at 6 o'clock or a point of aim. And I really think it might be point of aim until you send the target out further distances. So this is roughly about 10 to maybe 12 yards. So that's how that happened right there. So all in all, the Bull Shadow 2, excuse me, I'm sorry, the Bull Shadow is a really, really excellent firearm. I just want to get some more trigger time behind it. I really have to really, part of the problem is if my hands got sweaty, because this is very slick right here, I need to figure out where to put the pad of my fingers there. So I think it's better when I shoot from this position, but this is a very good firearm. I'm looking forward to shooting it again, and I'm going to be shooting it with the SP01 Shadow Target 2, as well as a oldie but a goodie, the Shadow 2. So I will be doing some shooting videos real soon, and I will be making sure that you get to see that pretty soon. So outside of that, I have nothing else for you but happy shooting, stay safe, #2A.